joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are super excited to have you here with us tonight, yet again, for another episode of Battered Bruised, Not Broken. And guess what? We have another phenomenal woman in the room who is about to share her powerful story with us. And I can't wait to introduce you to her. And so, just before we get started and run right into it, I want to go ahead and invite her in the room so that we can hear all about what she has to share with us here tonight. So, welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. You are welcome. You are welcome. And so today we are talking about your story. But just before we get into your story, I want you to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Victory Wilson. I'm a multi award winning broadcast journalist in Nigeria and an international events compare and voiceover artist, and basically an all round media personality from Nigeria.
Good, beautiful. And so, Victory, you talked about being an all around, personality. And outside of your career, what else do you do? What else are you known for in terms of the other roles that you play?
Okay, so the major thing for me about my career is that I make sure that I use media to inform and educate people, to empower people, and to basically change people's lives. And so far, I've been doing that with especially children. So I get children from underprivileged homes, societies, areas, showcase them to the world, connect them with partners, brands, institutions that are willing to make these children superstars, whatever field that they're great at. So it's a passion for me. It's more like a calling. So I like to invest in kids because they are the future. And yeah, that's basically what I'm known for. So if you picture Wilson is synonymous with empowering children and helping children be better individuals. And I'm also synonymous with hosting events beautifully well because I'm a female MC. So I host corporate social events within Nigeria, outside Nigeria. Um, yes, so that's basically what I'm known for.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And how long were you doing that for?
Also, for the children, approximately 3 years now. For events, it's been a little over 5 years. In fact, I would say since my childhood, because I've been hosting events unprofessionally as a child in school. When I got into university, I was hosting events as well. But, getting out of school, I decided to make it more professional. So that's why I'm saying 5 years. So I can say from childhood, I've been hosting events for the children, impacting the lives of children. It's a little over 3 years. So I convene, I would rather say convene, the biggest talent fair exhibition for children in Lagos. Yes. And it's the Amazing Kids Show Talent Fair. It happens every Children's Day at the Silverbird Galleria, where children from all parts of the country with unique talents and skill come together to showcase their talents on a live show where you have sponsors, brands, individuals looking to help these children change their lives and make them better present. And that way, where there's so many stars in Nigeria that are kids that have gone through my show. So the Amazing Kids show one of one. There's nothing like it. It's a simulcast show on TV and radio. And then we now have that program that specializes in bringing different talents. So it's one of one. There's no kid star from Nigeria that's living in Nigeria that hasn't gone through my show. So it's a thing of pride, it's a thing of fulfillment. And it's something that I'm grateful to God that I'm able to do.
Wow, that's really amazing. And so I can only imagine doing something of that magnitude, must take a lot of planning, a lot of time, just for the execution and everything. Walk us through that process. How was that process in terms of from the inception until it actually became a reality? How was that?
Okay. So the Amazing Kids show was not even my idea. basically. It was the idea of the station that I work with, Silverbird TV. So it was they just had this show, and but everybody knew that I love kids. Okay, Victory, we want to have this amazing kids show, and we think you'll be the perfect host because you're lively, kids love you, you love kids. I'm like, hey, how, And then when I started doing the show, I realized there's actually a purpose for everything. So it was just fate and everything working together synonymously to make me do what I am called to do. So that's how I basically saw it. And then from then on, I took it as my own. Then the idea of the Amazing Kids Show Talent Fair came up because I like to bring children together. Before the show, my birthday is 27th of December. So every year when I celebrate my birthday, I celebrate it with children. So that's how the company got to know that I like kids. So I like to bring children together to just showcase their talent, have fun, and give them gifts. So I try to bring that into the show as well. Then I realized that that's a bigger platform, a bigger calling, a bigger grace. So I had to use it well. And then we have brands that are always willing to support. So that was how the idea for the fair came on. It's just translating what I already love to do, just making it bigger and getting these people. So it's not, although it's not so easy, but it's been easy. I mean, I tell you, putting this thing together on the day of the event, I always look different. I don't want to use the word crazy because, putting together a children's event, executing it is no beans, like it's no small joke. So putting it together is always hard, but I have a team of amazing people who I know that love me, because when people do things out of the norm, it's out of the love and respect that they have for you and for your craft. So luckily these people love me and they go all out. I have a marketing team, and before they even talk to the companies and say, oh, we need you on board, the companies are already saying, oh, that show, I know the show, don't worry, we'll be part of it, and they're giving things. The team of producers, I mean, it's not one person's job, it's a live show, so it's a lot of work. So there's always going to be a production team, people working behind the scenes to make sure everything happens well, the welfare team. Yeah. So that's what goes into it. The planning is always hectic and all, but having the most amazing people by your side makes it easy. And God's grace, of course, makes it easy.
Yes, yes, yes. And so, did you study media or journalism before you got into it, or is it something that you kind of just, like you said, you were doing it from every side, so it was so natural, you just kind of fall into it?
Exactly. You already answered it later. So it wasn't what, in fact, when I was about to get into university in Nigeria, you have to write JAM and then post UMA, before you get admission. That's how it is in Nigeria. So when I wrote my first JAM, I always wanted to study law. I always wanted to. I had someone that I admired so much, the late Gani Fawemi. He was a freedom fighter lawyer. So I'm this kind of person that likes to fight for people. I like to make sure that people get served what they deserve. I don't like cheating and all of that. So I thought that was what I was going to do right from when I was small. So I always wanted to study law. So when you put in for law, I'll get the cutoff mark. But when it gets to the cutoff mark for my state, you just see that the cutoff mark for my state is higher than the normal cutoff mark, and then they'll give me mass communication. So I deferred mass communication, I think twice. I was like, why would I go to school to study mass communication? What's that? That's a waste of time. So I never studied mass communication. I always wanted to study law. But as God will have it, yeah, I studied psychology, not even law. And I'm grateful that I did, because it's the knowledge gained there has helped. So I didn't study mass communication before going into presenting, but I am a certified broadcaster. The fact that I didn't study mass comm doesn't mean I'm not certified. I have certification from South Africa, University of Johannesburg. I have a certificate from School of Media and Communication, Pan Atlantic University. I've done other mini trainings as well. So, because one way to stay abreast and to stay ahead in whatever career path you are on is to make sure that you stay updated, you stay educated, you stay informed. And that's what I've done for myself, despite the fact that I didn't study mass communication.
Okay, okay, good, beautiful. And so about your journey then, as you would have branched out and continued to, being in media, did you have any challenges that you had to face?
Mm, life is filled with challenges, you know. Challenges are part of life. You go through challenges. Even now, I'm facing challenges, but then what makes you different is you're always looking for solutions and you see it as a part of life. You surmount, you surpass, and then you conquer. Yeah. Challenges starting. I mean, this is what I've always done right from when I was a kid. So getting into the job wasn't that hard. But I remember um, I wanted to host certain kind of events. So I have a small stature, right? I had a smallish stature, not even now. I was actually smallish. So, and to host those kind of events and to get paid, the amount that you want to get paid, you need to at least have some presence physically. So that was a chat. That was every other challenge that had come was normal. Like I'm used to challenges. You go through challenges to move to the next level in life. They're just to prepare you. But that one is what I would count as a major challenge. So I had to intentionally add weight because you need to move. And I'm saying this because sometimes the things that we need to move ourselves to the next level are in our hands. You know, if you need to add weight and it's important for that job, you add weight. So I had to intentionally add weight, but of course, not the kind of weight that, as you can see, I'm not fat, but intentionally had to add weight, so that I can have that body, that presence. And when I did that, I think things turned around, and with prayers, things turned around, and I started getting the jobs that I wanted and the pay that I wanted as well. So that was a major challenge. Secondly, another major challenge that I had when I got my job, because Silverbird is my first and only company. I've worked with other companies as an event host, but not as a proper staff like I am with Silverbird. So it wasn't that easy because a company where you have other females and you, the newbie, it seemed like you're coming to take over their job. Where are you coming from? Who are you? From where to where? So I faced a lot of attacks. A lot. I would cry every time, every day, tears. It wasn't easy. So this thing they say about women empowering women just say it online. Sometimes it's not practical. It's not realistic. They don't do it. They just say it. So it was really hard, I tell you. So that was just a major challenge I faced. But with time, you know, I was like I told you earlier. I like to look for solutions. I don't like to dwell in the problems or in the challenges. I look for solutions. So if it's not working here, if it's seeming difficult here, all right, I go outside. So I left not like I left the company, but I wasn't putting all my heart into the company. So I put my heart outside, started doing things for myself outside, pushing myself outside. So when you push yourself out there and you get to a certain level, people will have no choice than to come around. And that was what happened. And things got better. Every other challenge is just minor, but those are the two major challenges that I would have faced in my hosting career and in my career as a broadcast journalist. Yeah.
Mm. And how long did it take for you to turn things around or to be able to build that body that you know you needed?
For building the body, it not take time now. When you eat late, you get fat easily. That one is not it's not hard. If you want to spoil your shape, eat late night food. It's very easy. That one didn't take time at all. I wasn't even calculating, so I can't say. But I know that it didn't take time. I was intentional about it. It didn't take time. But for the other one, it took time. I'm still in the process. You're not even done yet because it's when it comes to media, you have to try and build your portfolio. You have to know what you want. So what I want is to make impact. I don't want my name mentioned and I am just a broadcast journalist. No, I want to touch lives. I want it to be mentioned with respect, with I kid you not, when I tell people, I say I want my name mentioned with respect, with reverence, with honor. Don't just mention my name like that, like you mentioned it. And to be able to get that, then you need to work hard. You need to be selective about the kind of events that you host, the kind of places that you're in, the kind of opportunities that you decide to be part of, and the kind of opportunities that you take. So building a prestigious name is not for the faint-hearted, because you will lose jobs, you will have to turn down jobs, you have to say many no's, and you would also have to say many yeses, even though they're not satisfactory. So yeah, it took a while to get here, but not so long, because I mean I've just been in the industry for since 2018. 2018 till now is like 6 years, right? So it's just exact, and how far God has taken me. Some people that have been there for 10, 20 years haven't even gotten that far. But there's a place of God and there's a place of hard work. There's a place of consistency and consistently pushing yourself. So I think that I've done that, and with the grace of God, I'm here. And better is not good enough. The best is yet to come, because I've not settled yet. There's still a long way to go. There's still a whole lot to achieve. So how long? It's been 6 years of pushing myself constantly and of God's grace, and there is more to come.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And so, can you say then that so far the journey has been beneficial? I'm assuming that you obviously would have had to make some type of sacrifice or sacrifices to get to where you are today, and has it been beneficial so far?
Sorry, can you take that again? Sacrifices?
Sure. Yeah, I said I'm assuming based on what you shared thus far, you've had to make some type of sacrifice because you're being intentional, you're building. And I would
Yeah.
say thus far where you're at right now, has the journey been beneficial so far?
Of course, it has been beneficial. I mean, I've gotten, I can't even count how many awards I have in just 6 years. Um, the National Award for Broadcaster of the Year, Presenter of the Year by Born Awards, Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. That was last year, and they've not had another one since then. And it was tough because I was placed side by side with top names, big names that I grew up watching when I was a kid. When I saw my name there, I was like, what am I doing here? So this is not an award that you lobby to get. It's not an award that you pay to get. It's not an award that, so I even felt undeserving. So this is an award you win and it comes with prizes. So it's not like all those awards that you have to pay money to get and then no, this is a prestigious award. So I didn't even expect my name to be there. Not to talk of winning. So when I won, I was kneeling down on stage. Ah, thank you. Because I was surprised. What am I winning? How will I beat these people to win? What have I done differently? So that's a place of grace. And
Wow.
I had an award from Ghana. I have received many notifications, many what's the word? Sorry, I'm in between sleeping. It's bedtime here. So many awards, so many nominations, so many mentions, ambassadorship deals, brand partnerships. I work with the United Nations. Um, so it's been beneficial. It's been beneficial. Sacrifices that I've had to make when you're on a journey, and your journey, a journey that you know that the next step in that journey has to be
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I like to relax, have fun, but my own fun is different, right? There are certain things that you can't do. You can't have too many friends. You can't go out when it's not like some people will hear this now and think I live a boring life. No, I'm the most interesting person you would like to you will be with. But there's just time for everything when it comes to me, right? So there's time to work, there's time to just chill and relax. There's time you can't have too many friends because you don't need too many friends on that kind of journey, especially when with where you're coming from. when it's not like you're born with a silver spoon. You are the one creating your path for yourself. So there's a lot of sacrifices. You can't just live an ordinary life. And you have to get used to that and be contented. So you have to intentionally live a contented life. You have to intentionally take your eyes away from people who would see it and think that maybe you just like you're a loner. No, 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 you're not a loner. There's just so much that you have to do because everybody's path is different. You have so many destinies tied to yours. So you have no choice because you cannot fail. If you fail, you will answer God. So that time that you want to waste in partying, clubbing, there's a lot of work to be done. Right. So sacrifices, those are the things that I have to sacrifice to be able to get to where I want to get to on time. Because whether we like it or not, everyone has a timeline. Like right from when God formed us in our mother's womb, there's a calendar for us. We're supposed to achieve certain things at certain time. There's a calendar for everybody. So if you now choose to waste your time and that time passes, on the last day you will answer. So you can't afford to waste your. We don't even have enough time. We're getting old every day. So what time do you have to waste time? So while you're trying to fulfill destiny, God will always make it seem easy and give you fun when you need fun, give you rest where you need rest. I travel when there's time to travel as well. But you see all these things of partying, clubbing, unnecessary spendings, unnecessary going out that are you those things you have to sacrifice them for the greater good. Yeah. So what else? Yeah, there's a lot to achieve, You're always constantly improving yourself. I told you about my certifications. Yes, I'm still working. I still went ahead to do a master's. I still want to put in for my PhD because you're constantly improving yourself. You're constantly getting better. Your life is a master plan for somebody else. So you cannot afford to fail. You can't afford to do anything less. So I'm constantly moving. So if you mention victory, the victory is synonymous with moving. If you see me doing one thing today, you can't see me going back to it. I'm doing something else tomorrow. I'm always busy, like the clock. I'm always busy because time waits for nobody. Time waits for nobody. So you have to be constantly busy. Sacrifice every distraction. Don't be carried away by the things of the world. Anything that you know you cannot afford, you would afford it at the right time. So sacrifice that in those desire for immediate gratification of desires. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. You cannot immediately gratify everything that you need. No, no, no. There's time for everything.
Yeah.
So the biggest sacrifice that I've had to make is knowing that there is time for everything and sacrificing what I want for what I need. I don't know if you get that. So
Yes,
what
I
you
do.
want is something that, oh,
Hmm.
I want this watch now. Do you need it?
Correct. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
So for instance, when I was getting this watch, it's an iWatch, right? I didn't buy an iWatch until I started having like health issues. And they said, oh, you need to start running. You need to. So I don't want to take the big machine my mom uses. I'm like, no, I rebuke and bind every sickness. So I'd rather just take something small and stylish and just be monitoring, okay, my health. I needed it. That was why I bought it. If I didn't need it, I won't buy an iWatch. That's just an example. So many youths these days that are Gen Zs like me, millennials like me, they don't know how to sacrifice what they want for what they need. So they end up living wastefully, spending wastefully. So the biggest sacrifice that you can do for yourself, and the biggest sacrifice I make for myself is to sacrifice what I want for what I need. Yeah, that way helps me attain faster.
Yeah. And was that always easy for you, or was that something that you kind of had to learn as you go through the process and building your career?
It's not easy now. It's not easy to sacrifice. I've been in an industry where there are parties every day, there are events every day. You get invited to events and you're like, I'm supposed to be here. But when you look at the cost and you think of what other money, because apart from that, I have a show. the Victory Wilson Show, that's focused on helping people, overcome traumatic experiences, mental health issues, life difficulties. So I bring therapists on the show because people don't really have the money to go pay in this part of our world. We don't spend money on therapy like the whites. So since you cannot go for therapy, I bring them to you on my show. All right. So I'm working on that. It's taking a lot of money. So the money I will use to dress up to go to a party, I know that that money I can invest it in my show. So why waste it? So it's not easy because sometimes these people would even get tired of inviting you, and then you now feel left out. But no, I feel like that sometimes because I'm a human being. But at the end of the day, I just pat myself on the back that what you are doing is for the greater good. Don't worry, you'll be fine. But then it's a lot of it's not easy. You can't be in cliques. You can't because you know where you're going, right? You know where you're going, so you can't afford that. You can't afford that. And what works for other people may not work for you. So just find
Correct.
what works for you and stick to it,
Yeah.
basically. So it's
Yeah.
not been easy, but it's been worth it.
Mhm. Yeah. At any time during your career, did you ever feel like giving up? Did you ever feel like, okay, I think this is not going to work out? Did you ever have that feeling?
Mm, I don't know. I'm a very honest person, so I don't know. I don't think so. But have there been times when I'm always looking for opportunities, when I'm always looking for other things to do? Yes, I do multiple things. I'm a broadcast journalist with Silver TV. I host events. I do voiceovers. I have my personal show,
Mm-hmm.
which is coming on television soon, so
Mm-hmm.
people can watch. There's a larger audience.
Right.
I run a business. I sell wedding rings, engagement rings as well. VW Jules NG. I have an Austrian agency, so I'm always busy. So I'm always looking for opportunity to make a life or make a living because there's so much to do, so much money involved, and you cannot go about begging. That's one. When you know where you're coming from. Secondly, with so much to do, you have to keep making money, You can't have one source of income. One source of income is not going to sustain you. And I'm a workaholic. So I find joy in working, basically. Somebody else might do all these things I do and just crash. But me, I find if I'm not working, something is wrong. So I multitask. Multitasking is my hobby, is my specialty. So I do all these things and I'm always looking for more opportunities, more avenues to make money so that I can be able to make this impact that I want to make. Right. Because if you don't spend on yourself, other people won't spend on you. The quality of the Victory Wilson show is top notch. I use high quality camera, high quality studio, high quality technology, everything. So that when investors even see it and decide, and although I'm doing it from my heart, I'm not looking for any investor at this beginning or anything. But I'm doing it because this is quality. I want to give people quality. I want people to sit down and watch, not that you just see it and say, no, I'm passing. So even when investors see it, they will know that I've invested a lot of money in this thing and it's worth investing in. I don't know if you understand. That way, brands. So the reason why brands can come in even to the Amazing Kids show is because they've seen what I have personally done for these kids through Silverbird TV. So they've seen that we're already impacting the lives of these kids. So they can either come aboard or stay where they are. So at that point, when you're seeing the proposal, we're not begging you because we can do it. So we're just giving you an opportunity to be part of greatness. So I don't know if you get what I'm trying to do. So
Yes, I
for that reason, if you want to give value, you want to give quality, you cannot be one place. You have to do multiple things. And if you know you don't want to do anything immoral to make ends meet, you either choose the hard way or you choose the easiest way. Pick one, right? So where I chose, that is what it entails. It means that I have to do multiple things and I'm doing it and I'm happy. I'm happy doing all of that. Yeah.
good. And so I love you said that you are a workaholic. You love to work, you love doing that. And so how do you get that work-life balance? I know you talked about, you have to make certain decisions, so there's not everything you can be a part of and so on. But how do you balance your personal life with your professional life? Like having time for family, having time for relationships outside of also being intentional about your work.
I always have time. I always have time when it comes to family, when it comes to relationships, friendships, and I don't let anything. I like to strike the balance. Nothing gets in the way because you also need relationships to thrive. And in as much as I don't have too many friends, I can count my friends. Those that are my friends know that I'm always there. I'm intentional about my friendships, intentional about my relationship, more intentional about my family because family is everything. Always there, always there. So, and I create time for myself, as an advocate for mental health. I always create time for my mental health as well. I told you about getting the watch because I needed it for my health. I don't joke with my health. Mental health, physical health, I don't joke with my health. So if I need to take a break, like after this 3 days marathon, I told you I'm supposed to host an event from tomorrow. After this 3 days marathon, I'm just hibernating to go and rest somewhere. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I'm not that kind of person that will use myself. I love myself too much. So I take time to say I can just take 2 days off. One day I don't need too much most times. I don't need too much. Just 2 days, one day is fine. I love playing games. So you see me at a game center most times. All the game centers in Lagos, I'm going there. So go to game center and I'm a child at heart. So I love children. So I'll just go there, make new children friends, play my heart out, laugh and get better, get back to work again. That's how I have fun. And then spend time with friends as well. Go out when necessary. But yeah, that's it. But not it's not a constant thing. There's time for everything, like I said.
Mhm, mhm.
There's time. So when your body is telling you, girl, you need to shut down, you need to rest, I listen to my body. So I don't say my body is saying shut down, I'm like, body rest. No, no, no. I listen to my body and take care of myself because you need to be alive to be able to fulfill God's purpose for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so right now, are you getting ready to plan for a family, or do you have your own family as yet? Is that something that you're looking towards?
I'm looking towards having a family, God willing, at His appointed time. Very soon. Yeah, very
Good,
soon.
good, okay, good, awesome. And so for that person who is watching here tonight and they're like, oh my goodness, I always wanted to get into journalism and they wanted to be a part of media, what would be your advice to that individual who wants to get into the space where you're at right now?
Okay, so my advice would be first of all, know yourself, know what you want for yourself, know your mission. You see how companies have vision and mission and goal. Have yours. It's very important. That will help you guide you. It will help guide you. It will help keep you on track. It will help you not to be discouraged when trials and temptations come. It will help you not to doubt yourself. It will help you to stay on course. It will help you not to be swayed by everything you see, you hear, because the world, I don't want to say the industry, the world can be very, very, very hectic, difficult, swaying, but you need to know thyself. So, first of all, know yourself. That way, you can now practice what is commonly said: be yourself, everyone else is taking. So, you cannot be yourself if you don't know yourself. So, first of all, know yourself, know what your calling is, and then be yourself. Be yourself. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Because when you do that comparison thing, you're taking yourself back. And comparison is a thief of time. It's a thief of joy. It's a thief of destiny. Don't compare your life with anybody's life. Know yourself. Be yourself. Trust God. Put in the work because God is going to use what is in your hands to bless you. and you need to equip yourself for whatever opportunity that He has in store for you. If He gives you the opportunity and then you're not well equipped, you're not filled enough to be able to deliver, you have disappointed Him. So you need to equip yourself with knowledge, with experience, work hard like it all depends on you, and then pray like it all depends on God. And you definitely be one with a difference. That's my advice.
Beautiful. Well said. I know we're coming close to an end very soon, but I have to ask, looking back on everything that you would have had to, put in place, the sacrifices, everything you did to build to get to where you are right now, is there anything that you would have done differently?
Anything I would have done differently? No regrets, really. I think I like the life that I've lived. I love my life so far. What would I have done differently? Nothing. Yeah, nothing. I'm okay with my pace and how everything is going. Maybe in future you can
Mm-hmm.
ask me again. I'll have an answer. But for now, nothing.
No,
For
nothing.
now,
Okay,
nothing. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm
that's good.
contented. I'm fine. I'm okay.
Hmm. That's good. That's good. And so, can you tell us about what's upcoming? What are some of the things that you're going to be working on so that they can look out for you to be a part of, if possible, and anything that you have coming.
Okay, yeah. So as like I hinted earlier that I have my show, The Victory Wilson Show. It's on YouTube at Victory Wilson TV. You can follow me on Instagram at underscore Victory Wilson and Victory Wilson TV so that you can get updated, sorry, on everything that's happening on the Victory Wilson Show. So the Victory Wilson Show is basically to help people navigate life's challenges, difficulties, traumatic experiences. So it's real life experience. People that have gone through traumatic experiences come share their experience, get healing. You're not just coming to talk, but you're talking, sharing their experience, and getting healing, receiving therapeutic guidance before leaving the show. So it's one show that you should watch. This is Barbados, right? So viewers are from Barbados. I wish you guys
Yes, yeah.
had multi-choice where you could watch DSTV because the show is going on television soon, and so that we can reach a wider audience. But regardless, since DSTV is not in Barbados, there is YouTube. So make
Hmm.
sure you watch all the packed
Yes.
episodes
Hmm.
of the Victory Wilson show. It's something that you need for life. Like you always need these tips, these therapeutic tips. What else should we look out for? Just look out for more awesomeness, more hosting gigs. Like I host events and I put out all my updates. So if you also need sometimes you need some tips on presentation, just go on my page. I always post little nuggets here and there most of the time, and watching my videos could just help you, give you some insights that you need if you're someone who is looking to be an event host as well. At underscore Victory Wilson on Instagram, that's the page. So you won't regret it because it's strictly professional. What else? Just look out for more greatness and more of God's goodness. I don't know what else to say.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good, good. And I'm sure for those who are watching right now, they can catch the show on multi choice. We have multi choice here, so they can catch that there too as well. And so,
Oh,
guys,
there's
go ahead.
multi-choice here.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice. So
yeah,
that means
yeah.
is that DSTV?
It's more than likely they'll be able to watch it. There's a list of channels. I don't know all of them by heart, but there are multiple ones
Okay.
that they'll be able to see. And
So it's
especially
going
for
to be
those,
on DSTV channel 252.
okay.
This month, this November, Victory Wilson should start showing on DSTV channel 252. So in case you can't watch on YouTube, you can always watch on
Mhm.
DSTV.
Awesome, awesome. And so to also the others who are watching, to the international viewers, you can also check that out too as well so that you can be a part of it. And so as we're getting ready to go, because we're about to head out now, are there any lasting words you would like to share with them?
I've said everything. So please just be yourself and don't forget, don't leave God. Pray. He's all that you've got. Wherever name that you know how to call God in, and just stay with him. I know some people are not Christian, some people are other religions, but just hold on to God how best you can, because whether the world smiles or frowns at you, it's an enemy. So God is your only friend. He's the only one that can see you through every tribulation and all the common calamities of life. So in as much as I tell people to take care of their mental health, take care of the things that they do, take care of what you see, what you hear, what you say, what goes into your mind, because these make up who you become. So you have to pay attention and don't just give in to everything that comes around you. Be very, very, very cautious and hold on to God. Yeah.
Yes, yes, well said, well said. And so, guys, you have just heard it here from the lovely Victory Wilson. She shared her story with us, in her world, in her role as a journalist, as a media person. She's doing phenomenal things out there. She's just making waves for herself. And so, if you are interested in learning about also being in that field too as well, you want to go right ahead, follow her, make sure you connect with her on social media too as well. Check out her show that's coming up in November. You don't want to miss that. If you're watching and you're from Nigeria and maybe you want to be a part of the show, how can they be a part of the show if they want you to? Is it open to persons just usually those who are in Nigeria who may want to be a part? How does that work?
Oh, yeah. So if you want to be part of the show, just send us a DM. Send a DM to Victory Wilson TV or to my handle. I think my handle, I would definitely handle that. You want to be a part of the show. You have a real life experience you want to share, so that other people can heal. Other people that are going through the same situation can heal, and so that you can get healing as well, therapeutic guidance. Just send me a message. Send me a message. And when we say trauma, it doesn't have to be that terrible, because trauma is even in the minute things. Like people have PTSD just from, having a bad friendship, having a friendship that got sour, and it's a traumatic experience as well. So any traumatic experience that can influence the way we live our lives and can influence our healthy living, and you've gone through that and you want to share, please feel free, reach out. You can send in your story. Yeah, we read stories as well. So if you can't be part virtually, you can send in your story, and you just have to watch your episode to listen to the therapeutic guidance for your story. Yes. So I'm open to receiving your emails.
Amazing, amazing. So, guys, who just heard it there, send the email. So, if you are watching right now, you are in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you are even some where you want to be on the show, just go right ahead and send that email. Thank you so much, Victoria, once again for sharing with us here tonight. It's definitely been a pleasure having you on our season 7 of Battered Bruised, Not Broken. And to you guys who are watching and tuning in, make sure you share this link with a friend, comment below, and let us know how this session has impacted you, as it has encouraged you. And we look forward to having you on our next episode as we continue this season of Battered Bruised Not Broken. We'll see you very soon. Have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome.